Hello, and welcome to this edition of The Practical Magic of Frugal Living. And in this episode, I'm going to explain to you how and why I chose to create a pantry in the front closet of my small city apartment. When you live in a small space, everything you have has to earn its real estate. And this closet was not earning its keep. Everything in there was basically long-term storage, and it's in a key area of my apartment between the bathroom, the kitchen, and the living room. So I just removed everything and found more long-term storage for them, like under the bed and in my closet and some other places. So in order to create this pantry, I had to get some shelving. I did spend $35 on this wire 5-tier rack. It was worth the investment, and it is actually the only money that I spent creating this pantry. I needed some lighting. There was no light socket in the closet, so I had to jerry-rig a system, and I repurposed this lantern and connected it to a power cord that had an on and off button on it, and it's working beautifully. You just step on it. I love it. Now, most of the things that I'll be putting in this pantry are food goods, canned goods, flour, baking goods, pasta, all that. These are everywhere in my apartment. Even I have a shelf in my bathroom. I have a very difficult to access cupboard on the left and right side of my kitchen. I use this stuff all the time. I mean, I've been down on my knees for 2 years digging through here, and I knew I needed a change. So this is why I decided to make this pantry. I also love using rechargeable batteries, so I created a charging station because everywhere around my apartment that you look, I had these unsightly sort of, battery chargers. And now they are going to be behind a closed door and conveniently in one place. And I'm very pleased with this setup. The other thing this pantry is allowing is a home for this stepladder. We use this all the time, and it's had nowhere to live. It's been in front of the bookshelf, various places. So now it has a place to live behind a closed door. Another thing I did was I bought these great stick-on broom and mop holders. Again, being able to consolidate these two things that are sort of out in the open in my kitchen to behind closed doors. Yes, here is my fabulous on and off switch for my light again. So sort of the way I arrange this, I'm a macro arranger, not a micro, is, pantry goods that are not in cans on the top shelf, sort of tomato canned goods on the middle shelf. And then I actually labeled these to be able to see them in a more convenient way. This took about 1 minute, and it helps a lot, so I can just look and see what I have. I have a shelf that is dedicated to baked goods, flours, grains, and beans. And then my bottom shelf is my pasta basket and where I keep coffee. And now I can absolutely see everything clear. It's in one space. I cannot tell you how pleased I am with how this turned out. So some of you may be wondering, why even keep a pantry? Oh, and there's some more storage for Christmas items. Well, the main reason to keep a pantry is because it saves money. And it actually saves money in a lot of different ways. First and foremost, I live in a very expensive city, and I don't have a car. There's a lot of grocery stores in my neighborhood, but none of them are cheap. So whenever I see a sale or it's in a clearance bin, I'll buy 3 or 4 of them, and this saves me money in the long run. Also, if I come home from work and I'm hungry and I realize I don't really have a lot of food, I don't have to go to the grocery store because I can go to the pantry and create something out of there and do what I call guerrilla cooking. It's also good to have in case of an emergency. Anyway, here are my reasons for having a pantry. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe.